9 o'clock, Monday, July 29th, 2024, called Chickasaw County Board of Supervisors to order. We have a full board, including Secretary Sheila Shackleton. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So
Second. Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the minutes for July 22nd.
I'll make a motion. Approve minutes for July 22nd.
Second. Motion seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We'll do the discussion of the committee at Iowa Northland Regional Housing Authority. I think everybody got that email. I don't believe we really need to do anything. Matt, you're on that, correct?
Correct.
And I gave everybody a committee assignment so they could see, and Travis, you're an alternate.
I'm not gonna be able to attend on those Fridays.
I don't know. Work that out.
I don't think they've seen it.
I can-
But
I don't think they've seen that.
you want me to
They were
forward it to you?
just
Yeah.
trying to say that we didn't have somebody on that committee, and we do, so I don't know, but they're having meetings on what?
Says meet quarterly the second Friday of the following months, January, April, July, October, at 10 a.m. This is the first time I've ever seen an email from somebody. Otherwise, Sheila said you were interested in it.
No, I didn't realize that you guys were on it, else I would have got something together.
Okay.
So I don't think we need to take any action on that, we just, if we wanna review and approve paper bids.
Okay, so we sent out bids to Riley's and Rapid, printers. Let's see, so we need 40 cases and we gave them the specs and everything. Riley's came back at $55.95 per case, which is a total of $2,238. Rapid Printers came back with $53.99 per case, and which is a total of $2,159.60. So I would suggest that we go with Rapid Printers.
You said that total again on this one?
$2,159.60.
I'll make a motion to go with rapid printers, Lima, $2,159.60 per paper.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded, any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? We got just a minute. Yes. It's 9:05, is there any public comment? Public comment, we can discuss and review the Affordable Care Act policy for health insurance coverage.
Okay, so. So our Affordable Care Act says that if anyone has an average of 30 hours, even at part-time status over a period of time, that the larger employers need to be offering health insurance. So, but we need to have a policy put in place, and so I was given a sample policy, and what we will do, according to this policy, pretty much with our employee eligibility, ongoing employees that work full-time, there's not an issue or anything, but if you go to the next page with, your part-time employees halfway down, that's where we really need to be watching if they get over 30 hours per hour, and we have to have something in place if they do, so then we know whether we offer them insurance or not. And so they have 3 sections where they call for a measurement period, a stability period, and an administrative period. So the first one is the measurement period. And so here we are, if you look at the 4th from last paragraph, and put this together from HR, and we are gonna do a measurement period of 12 months. So we will measure the part-time employees, and over a 12-month period, if they're averaging more than 30 hours a week, then we would offer the healthcare insurance. So when you offer it, so then you have the stability period, which would be next, and that is once you offer it to them and they accept it, they get it for a full year. So then, when every year you just go over the process again with the part-time employees and that. The measurement period is the time it takes to see if they're, if they have the hours they need and getting them enrolled in the insurance. So we have 3 periods, and then during for the part-time employees, the bottom part of the last half of page 2 is where it discusses how we're gonna handle this. If you guys so I have it, so we're just gonna review and discuss it. Is there any changes you guys would like to see made to this policy?
It looked like Ann had already reviewed it, so.
Right.
Sheila, has any department has seen this document yet?
No, I wanted to make sure you guys seen the first draft, and then I was gonna send it out to the department heads.
Okay.
So once you guys say that it's okay for you, then I'll send it out to them. And I'm just gonna send it with the marks on it and everything at first, till we get the departments say they're okay with it, and then we'll bring it back and then clean it up and approve it.
Everybody okay with it, or?
Looks good to me.
So I have a consensus to send it to the department heads.
Approve the Chickasaw County Historical Society Special Class B Retail Native Wine License for a 12-month term.
I didn't see one of those, but I think.
Here, I got 2. That's I probably had here.
Oh, you took it, huh?
That's right.
Says percent of ownership, 5% on both, but it should be 50% each.
I wonder if it is a typo. Because this would have came from the state of Iowa. So I could just have, we can send it back and ask.
Can't be right.
Well, I don't know how, because they're operated by a board, so I don't know. It's the museum,
So they might have 5%
so
ownership?
I don't know how many people are on their board, so I don't know how that math would work, but, yeah, I know.
So let's see when expiration is.
Yeah, there's no dates on here. Either.
So it must be something new.
I have no idea. That's a date, expiration date.
So if you want me to check into it, I can, and then we can put it on the agenda for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Nine ten, engineer Roman Lansing, department update.
Good morning, everybody. As far as last week goes, round 2, hard surface mowing has been completed. We are still in the starting stages of round 2 for side roads in the Alta Vista and New Hampton areas. Bridge 2360 replacement project is completed, road is opened, bridge 0710 is started. We did have tankers delivered on July 24th. Got some crossroad culvert replacements, one bigger one on 280th east of Cheyenne. Some driveway stuff, ditch cleaning, a lot of spot rocking, Ionia, Lawler, Fredericksburg areas, edge routing on B33, just little turkey blacktop, shouldering at various locations countywide. We're kind of wrapped up with that, but we're just kind of keeping an eye out for some trouble spots, curves, intersections, stuff like that. So we'll probably leave the attachments on the trucks for this week and see where we're at. Blades were out last week on Wednesday and Thursday. We had some little shot of moisture. Again, last night, some blades are gonna be out. Pavement markings did start on July 24th, currently about halfway done with the county. See what this week brings. The weather that we got, they might get delayed or maybe a day here or there when we don't see any lay down because of moisture. Bremer County Line Bridge project, west abutment is complete, pile and concrete. The pier pile driving is complete. They're working on pouring that footing in the stem. Bridge 2400 design is ongoing. I got some decent time working on that this week. We did submit payment to EOR for wetland delineation, which was required for our coordination with the Army Corps of Engineers. Looking at it, just gonna guess that we will probably have some mitigation because there is wetlands there, even though it's basically just a pasture. I'm gonna try to keep it under half an acre because that's a threshold for the nationwide permits to a regional permit. And then if you get above certain another threshold, then you have to have an individual permit, just a lot more review time. So we'll probably bring the wing dikes in a little bit to avoid the wetlands a little bit more. Shouldn't affect the hydraulic efficiency at all. We did receive our subsurface soil report from Terracon, which we'll use to design the pile. We did get the pilings determined for Bridge 0270. Again, working on more plans for that too. A lot of stuff with the Kenwood Avenue paving project, the supplemental agreement stuff, which we'll go over, and did generate a contract if we move that far in. We do have a TIF meeting scheduled for this week. We have a draft urban renewal plan from Mayor Cooney. We have that scheduled this Wednesday, I believe, 10 a.m. I did meet with Denko Highway in regards to some pavement maintenance options for projects, which we can go over here with the Kenwood discussion. Then we got a few requests from Right to Farms, which that's one of the stop sign resolutions that we'll discuss here in a little bit. Other ones were some turning truck traffic, which they're gonna pay for the signs, we'll put them in. That would be on Jericho Blacktop by Sugar Shack Lane. They requested it just because they have trucks staging there, waiting to get in while one's getting out. They're worried about traffic coming over the hill. They also want to widen the radius at Sugar Shack Lane to enable 2 vehicles to actually get on and off instead of one at a time. They said that they would probably have Blazeks do it. They'd pay for it. I don't personally have any objections to it. We will have to Liza will probably go survey it, and we'll get some cross sections to see what actual room is there for them to widen. And work with them on that, so. It's,
I'm sorry, where's Sugar Shack Lane, or Sugar?
be just east of Jericho on the south side, right, so you put in a wash station there.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A few years back, they paid Blazek and Bruning to really sturdy up the road, hauled in a lot of shot rock and basically to enable their trucks to go down there without too much of an issue, so. It's a dead ends at their wash station, pretty much all that's on there aside from other residents' ground and stuff, so.
Review low bid received for PCC paving project ARPA 2024 County 1901, cost responsibilities for Chickasaw County and the city of New Hampton with possible action.
So, I guess a few things. Kroll did indicate that they hope to do this fall if we were to award the contract. That's not a guarantee, but they do hope to get it done this fall. Cost breakdowns, so certain areas of the project involved city, the bid items that were associated with that section are attributed to the city's cost. So the total cost was $797,120.71. If you break out unit costs on respective quantities for city and county, the city total is $211,479.53. The county total is $585,641.19.
Can you say that again, sorry, 585?
585,641.19. So the cost increase from the estimate for the whole project, it was 113.51 of the estimate. For the city, it was 117.8 of the estimate. For the county, it was 112.05. Again, that works out because of bid items that were in the locations. The big one that had a price increase compared to my estimate and the V18 project was the cost per square yard of concrete. Modified subbase was actually lower, pavement removal was higher for Kenwood. Matt came in and asked, and basically you're looking at square yard of concrete on V18 was $42.47. And keep in mind on V18, you're kind of not comparing like to like, because we had a majority of overlay, but we did have significant 8-inch PCC remove and replace sections. My assumption is sheer scale of the project is why you're seeing a higher bid price for the smaller one. So V18 was $42.47 a square yard. Kenwood is $55.69 a square yard. Matt did ask to have a dollar per linear foot comparison, but I don't think that that's the best thing to utilize, but it is eye-opening.
Yeah, after talking to you.
V18 is $100.47 a foot. Kenwood is $234.92 a foot. Again, small scale project, different real design and everything, you know, you get that overlay in there. You're basically, we didn't do subdrain except in North Washington. The best way to really compare the two would be to take the North Washington section that we did and compare it to Kenwood, which, you know, you came in about 10 minutes before I came in here, so I wasn't gonna go through that, but that'd be a more, you know, it'd make more sense there. It wouldn't be that eye-opening, but yes, we are at higher unit prices. I guess I'd only attribute that to the scale of the project. So some other things to keep in mind, if we do award this project, the city's portion, as you guys agreed with the city in the 28E, was to be paid in 5 equal installments in the next 5 years. And you guys have this sheet, don't you? I sent it to you. Yeah, I emailed it to all the board members, but basically it's looking like they'd be honored before July 5th, 2025. They would have to cut a check to the county for $42,295.91. And that is every July until July 5th of 2029. And that total is 2 cents less just with the 5-year factor in the project total. Thing to keep in mind, we budgeted $200,000 out of our infrastructure fund for this project to be reimbursed by the city. So if they're at 211,479.53, we would have to do a budget amendment. I guess my suggestion, if we did do a budget amendment, up to 250,000, and then possibly, I'm suggesting that we add a pavement maintenance project, and we could utilize the remainder of the ARPA dollars on that. I know that, let's see, we had 600,000 allocated. We have a $585,641.19 total. That leaves $14,358.81 left out of the 600 allocated from ARPA. I heard that there's interest in that. I don't know what you guys want to do with the interest. Totally up to you. But speaking with Denko, we had a few options. Jericho Blacktop, and then the Caldwell Blacktop west T76 and T76 north to north past Deerfield Quarry to the intersection heading east in Alta Vista. Just looking at the cost, the conditions, I feel with what we have, doing Kenwood north of Highway 18, we would do a crack fill this fall or before fall, Denko would. We'd pay for that out of secondary roads budget. And if we would do the budget amendment, we could add slurry leveling for those transverse cracks. There's a couple side depressions that you can feel, especially going north on Kenwood. There's one on the north, one on the south. They'd come back and slowly level, honor their price, and do that in the spring. So it'd be in this budget year. So the total crack fill to be done this spring or this fall and paid out of secondary roads would be $32,936.70. And then they'd come back and do the slurry leveling for $34,462.61. And that may be a little less because they have some culvert depressions in there that are a unit cost. I drove it, they had like 8 down. I'm thinking we could probably get by with 2 or 3 that actually need it. So that might be a little less in the actual realm.
What's the total for the slurry?
The total for the slurry leveling was $34,462.61. So if we were to if we did a budget amendment, awarded this project, and then did that maintenance project, the totals would be less than $250, barring any drastically unforeseen change order needs on Kenwood, which I don't think we'll run into much of that.
That total was the other one was 32,000.
For the crack fill,
Yes.
that would come out of secondary roads, yes, and that wouldn't involve an amendment. I have that in our budget right now already, so that was $32,936.70. The Jericho Blacktop, I think we're gonna have our crews this year when we get time. The weather's right, we're gonna try to crack fill that with our crews, and then possibly maybe a next year thing have in our budget, or if we wanted infrastructure funds to do slurry leveling. I believe mostly Jericho West is in need of the slurry level with the bumps. Or we could, if we want, we could add the roads west and south of Alta Vista, T76 and B28 next year. But I guess I would suggest that we do Kenwood now. But yeah, that's kind of supplemental to this whole talk. But basically we would need to do a budget amendment to be able to pay for New Hampton's portion per David Lautner's recommendation with the ARPA dollars. We would need a budget amendment. Then if you guys are in agreement, we can sign this, which is basically a supplemental agreement to our 28E. I would forward this to New Hampton for their meeting on August 5th, next Monday. And I guess I would suggest if we could have a special meeting for awarding the contract if New Hampton, possibly August 6th. What I got indicated is that New Hampton would be for the project. It's not a definite, it has to go in front of the council, but speaking with Casey, he said it would probably go through, but he wasn't given 100%, that's up to the council, but road ain't getting any better. I really don't think that if we went to rebid, we're gonna get any better prices. Prices are only, all materials still going up. Concrete, I'm sure had a price increase from B18's letting to now. That might be a factor in where we're seeing a higher cost there.
do you think?
I'll just state I'm not supporting a budget amendment, whether it's for secondary roads or any other department. We need to leave it within what we budgeted.
Scott, I'll move to approve the paving project. With the budget amendment coming out of local office sales tax, infrastructure fund.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Also,
Is this pending the public hearing or is this?
It's a good question. I mean, it's local office sales tax, not property tax. We control the local office sales tax. But yeah, it'll be a public hearing on it.
So this isn't pending a public hearing?
Yes, you can add that to the motion. But like I said before, this is not property tax, this is local office sales tax. The people put us in charge of that fund.
So it's pending the budget amendment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
The motion and seconded, any further discussion? If not, roll call, Jake, Travis, Steve,
Aye.
Matt,
Nay.
myself, aye. Review resolution 07-29-24-36, permanent stop sign installation, possible action.
I'll sign that, Sheila needs to sign it too.
So this request was sent from Right to Farms. And I believe I sent this to you guys as well. Basically in a nutshell, they are requesting to place stop signs on the intersection of 110th Street and Pembroke Avenue. Specifically, they requested to stop traffic on the east and west approaches. Looked at it, this is one of, if not the highest traffic count intersection that we have that's granular and granular. And this, the DOT has not done an updated traffic count on this. I believe 2013 was the last time that we got numbers on this, so I'm guessing it's higher. So coming from the north, got 140 vehicles per day. From the south, 190. East 35, west 50. And keep in mind, this is primarily semi-traffic. There has been, we looked at the Iowa DOT's crash analysis tool. In the last 10 years, there has been no accidents there. There is corn at all intersections, which is similar to many of our intersections in the county. I spoke with Right to asking if this is more of a safety related thing, or do they want it to be safe, but also enable them to not have to worry about traffic from the east and west while they're primarily going north and south. I know they do go east and maybe a little west, but primarily they are going north and south through that intersection. They indicated that it's for safety. Couple things, some members of the public believe that a lot of their trucks are maybe the cause of the safety issues, which I guess, I don't know what that opinion actually means, but if it is the sheer volume of trucks coming from their facility, I mean, they are kind of the cause of it then, but that goes without saying. If we do stop traffic at just one of the approaches, there's been plenty of studies where stop signs aren't as effective as people think they are. I have my own opinion on it. I think that a stop sign is a good thing, but yielding to the right is the law. I don't know how many people truly know that, specifically younger people. I don't know how well it's taught in driver's ed anymore. I would hope good, but I don't know if it's retained. So another suggestion was to either do 2, do none, or do 4. We could have every direction stop. If this is truly a safety concern, which I don't see reflected in the crash analysis, I guess one thing aside from that is that if we stop traffic any direction, you're gonna increase your potholes, you're gonna increase your washboarding. Deceleration and acceleration of heavy vehicles or any vehicle is primarily cause of washboarding. So it's gonna become more of a maintenance headache than it already is. Larry's up there almost weekly. I mean, he's probably there every 2 weeks on the absolute minimum. Rice is always calling about, a problem, which gets a lot of traffic, so it needs a lot of maintenance. So we would be increasing probably the maintenance needs at that intersection or the calls that we get. I guess I'm open to anything that you guys think, but I'm almost thinking I would either leave it as is or put 4 there. If safety truly is a concern, have everybody stop.
Well, we're already up there, every 2 weeks maintaining, and we're gonna be up there weekly then if we put 4 stop signs in?
It's, I don't know. It's just there's more likelihood that we'll have to be up there for maintenance at that intersection by having stop signs.
And that intersection looks fairly flat too, so I mean, it's not like there's a big hill or something.
Yeah, it's probably
Mile north of that.
Not at this intersection.
110th in Pembroke.
Sorry.
I've talked to a few residents from up in that area, and they do feel there needs to be stop signs, but they feel it needs to be 4 and not 2.
Yep.
They think that, the north and southbound traffic will speed up if there's stop signs there. So safety wise, that's what I'm getting from the residents.
So I have a resolution for 4 stop signs stopped at each corner, or I have a resolution for 2 stopping east and west. It wouldn't make much sense to me to put 2, if you're only gonna put 2, put it on the north and south approaches, because your primary traffic is heading north and south. So I guess I would suggest either leaving it as is, or putting 4 stop signs in there.
So Roman Jake here, are we just talking about the corn season? So you're talking maybe 2.5, 3 months? Otherwise, there's no concerns throughout the winter or short corn season?
Well, I mean, we're not gonna do a temp stop sign every
I
year.
understand that, but that's their concerns with all corn?
That was in their letter, yes.
That's a lot of county, gravel roads in Chickasaw County, that have tall corn today. I mean, the only thing I see is the higher traffic count. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the traffic count is significantly higher than most anywhere in the county.
And I'd have to guess if that traffic count was from 2013, it's increased a lot in
Yep.
11 years since then.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're talking 11 years, and Reichsview has only expanded in those 11 years.
I make a motion to approve resolution 07-29-24-36, installing stop signs on all 4 corners of the intersection of Pembroke Avenue and 120th Street.
Is there a second? Is there a second?
I'll second it for discussion purposes. So if it's at 110th, why does it say 120th in the, am I missing something?
Oh, on the resolution?
In the resolution, it says 100.
Sorry, I mistyped that. I could change that really quick.
Is this resolution, Chair, for 4 stop signs? Did I miss that?
Yes, it's for 4 stop signs.
Okay.
So motion second, any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that's right. Roll call, I'm sorry. Steve?
Aye.
Matt?
Yeah.
Travis?
No.
Jake?
No,
Myself, aye.
That was 3 names, correct? I did want to bring up something. I know last week a member of the public brought up, question why we need 2 assistants. Aside from explaining why I feel we need this staff, I referenced Beamer County has 3 assistants, Howard has 2, Floyd has 2, and all these counties have a single full-time engineer. Then that individual said Beamer County has more paved roads than Chickasaw ever will. Want the public to know Chickasaw has 849.93 secondary roads miles. Bremer has 713.88. Chickasaw has 144.25 paved FM. Bremer has 132. Total though, they have local paved roads. So Chickasaw has 146, Bremer has 147.5. But Chickasaw has 260 bridges compared to Bremer's roughly 225. So, just so you guys know, that's why I feel we need 2 assistants.
Anything else for Roman? Recorder Shirley Trono. Discussion on charging for online record search.
Good morning. I was up earlier, I can't remember if it was this month or not, and discussed COT systems, putting the older records that we have scanned in out online and having a search fee. And you had requested some fees. I know that there's another, it's called Fiddler, it's just like COT. And the counties that have that do have this online, it's Tapestry is what it's called. And they have a subscription fee of $8.75 and $1 per page copy fee. Then there are out-of-state ones that have higher, you can do a daily search, a monthly search, and it just varies, goes from $7.50 all the way up to $200. And then your copy fees are on top of that. I know there was some discussion about how not being able to charge, but it's not really the county that's charging. We're giving the permission to COT. And it's just like selling our records to Zillow or Black Knight. If we give them a zip drive or a flash drive, whatever, a CD of documents, what they do with them once they get them, we don't know. We could charge them $1 a copy and they could sell it for $5 a copy. So we can set fees to be for the state different, because if somebody from Wisconsin wants to do a search, like the windmill, when they came in, I had somebody parked in my back room for 3 entire months doing research and paying for copies, where, you know, they could do it from a different location and we'd still get the benefit of having the copies made. I guess I wasn't sure if you had any more questions for me?
So you'd be charging, the other option was, you were saying just to charge for the access at all? Or you were saying $200, some people charge $200, is that, what does that refer to?
Well, like the abstracting office, we make them copies, and so they pay a flat $200 every month to get
Whatever they need.
our copies.
Because you had some fees laid out the other day that were based on time length, like daily, monthly,
Correct. Yes,
that they could pay,
yes.
plus the copy fee.
Yeah, like this Tapestry website charges $8.95 for a single search for a day, and then it's their copy fee on top of that. And COT can do that also, or they can do, you can sign up for a daily search, you can sign up for a weekly, a monthly, they can set it up various ways.
Is this something we need to approve, or is this something you can do as a recorder?
I have to redact, I don't feel comfortable putting documents out there that would have personal information on them, social security numbers, banking account numbers and things like that. And these older records do up until the nineties, I believe, from thirties to the nineties, all that information was made public. It didn't matter. And I don't feel comfortable doing that, and I would have to do a redaction process. That's the only way I feel comfortable putting those out there. And I don't wanna spend that money on that because there's no need for it.
Sorry, I was
They're not
asking,
going out online.
do we set those copy fees,
But
or is that
we-
something you can do as a recorder?
I can, yes. But I guess need the approval to go ahead and do that, that's something that the board is comfortable letting me do. I know Ray wasn't happy about, because the beacon was being charged for, but this really isn't the county doing it. We're just giving permission for Pat to go out and put our documents public. But we do earn money back for the county for our copies. It's a share, 50-50. And they take care of all the credit card processing and the fees.
Any other questions for Shirley? Anybody else want to make a motion?
I make a motion to allow, to start charging for online record search.
Is there a second?
I'll second it. Costs us money to put it up there. The other option would be they can come in and look for it themselves,
And they still can.
and they can just pay a copy fee as normal.
To be able to put, what was the cost to get all the personal information out there? You remember?
15,000. And I have that in my reserved fund, my special surcharge fund that takes care of my books. And since everything's scanned now, I really don't have to replace any books, and so I have that in that fund that would pay for that. So it wouldn't be any additional cost.
Hey, Shirley, Jake here. Is that in your budget or was that in the budget amendment?
No, that's in my budget.
Okay.
Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
It's,
EMA Director Jeff Burns, review and approve and authorize chair signature on wildfire rescue Northeast Iowa response here for 2018 for hazmat response.
Yeah, this is the 2080 agreement that we discussed last week. It's a 10-year agreement for hazmat services for wildfire rescue to counties listed. Elm Key, Blackhawk, Butler, Bremer, Chickasaw, Grundy, Hardin, Howard, Powashik, Tama, and Lachey. Basically just an update. And then G5 asked for a resolution in 30 days of the signing of this to that all expenses goes to the spiller. The chairman seemed sure to get it back to one of the fires, they can have it on their agenda.
And they needed it back by the 7th, correct? That was so they needed it back by August 7th, that's what we brought back today.
Yeah.
Is there a motion?
I made a motion last week to have Dave draft the ordinance, so
Yeah, this can be signed before the ordinance, it says it within 30 days of signing this.
Is there a motion?
The only question I guess I have is we're gonna be able to get that ordinance done in 30 days.
What's our posting requirements on passing ordinance?
And then you just have
Three readings.
Three readings and you can waive.
Either way, but two of them.
So we have till basically September 6th to get an ordinance done.
So the signatures need to be done before their council meeting. The ordinance is 3 days after.
30 days after their meeting or 30
No.
days after us signing it?
So we have till the 29th.
As long as Dave could have something typed up by the 12th, we could have 3 readings.
Yeah.
So they need the signature page by August 7th. For their meeting.
Sounds like we don't have much of a choice. I'll make a motion and authorize chair signature.
Second.
Motion and seconded, any further discussion? If not, roll call, Matt,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Jake,
Aye.
Travis, and myself, aye.
Is it okay to use this one, or did you?
That's fine, I just need to, I'll take it with me and give it back to Caleb.
Did you go in there and make a copy of it first?
Approve change order number 3 for the Heritage Water Project with a change of $740.
Thank you.
Jake, you wanna give the board an update on the $740 for this change order?
Yeah, so me and Scott and Justin, we've been working on this. I kind of gave an update on 2-3 weeks ago. Blacktop sprinklers will not use that, middle hidden code update, so they're gonna take that off for us, and then we're gonna give that back to Pop Excavation, or Pop Construction to have a credit, so it's a credit of $740. So I'll approve the change order number 3 for the Heritage Water Project with a decrease of $740. So Russ can get his final bill out.
And then, do we need to authorize the chair just to sign?
You can add that, Sheila.
Okay.
Yeah. Second. Motion seconded, any further discussion?
That was change order number 2, correct?
No, it's
Three. Number 3. Motion seconded, any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approve and authorize chair signature on online index books hosted services with cost systems in the amount of $4,500 annually.
So, Pratt Systems came through and they sent me their hosted online index book renewal. I had David goes through it, he gave us his okay, and, they're increasing. Let's see, last year we paid, I think it was 3,500, and now the increase will be, sorry guys. About $1,000 more. So per year, but other than that, I don't think there's many changes. If Shirley decides to do the online thing, we do have an extra page to sign so they can put money into the account when they receive half the amount, so that would be the extra page to sign.
So this is just paying for what we already have.
Yes. But it will increase.
By how much?
10,000. I'm not per idea. So it went from about 3,500 to 45.
Do we have that budgeted?
Yes. We usually have this about a month sooner. But we were Shirley and Don came a little bit later this week on it.
I make a motion to approve an authorized chair signature on my index books.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion?
So it's all, we got the money in here already.
Right. She's on the budget. Needed.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is there a motion to approve claims in the amount of $299,576.50?
Jake will move on claims.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Is there a motion for prior bills in the amount of $1,286.68?
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion for payroll dated 7/26/24.
So moved.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Committee assignment updates.
Northeast Iowa Community Action, July 22nd, at West Union. The election officers, and it was the same as last year. And we reviewed and revised bylaws, approved those, and we did the same with the articles of incorporation. And then we went through CEO performance evaluation, and accepted that. Oh, yeah.
Did you say that's July 25th?
July 22nd.
22nd?
Anybody else have committee assignment updates? Otherwise, July 22nd, I have Pathways Executive Board meeting. We approved a mental health block grant and approved a contract with Four Oaks and Waterloo. Had some updates on the fundraiser coming up for the fall. And had a discussion on the CCBHC implementation. It's been pushed back to July of next year now, at least. So, sounds like they still know what they're doing. So, and I think Jake probably found the same thing out with CCS the other day, so. So, that's all I got. Future agenda items.
Be this, be that ordinance for, the, hazmat.
Anyone else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Thanks, Jake.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
We'll see ya.
Can you send